And then let me make sure. Okay, here we go. Let's see here.
Hey, I'm not getting any audio from Carlos.
Yeah, I'm not either. All right, welcome everybody. We're going to take just a second and
KC6YYB.
figure out why Carlos isn't getting in here.
Somebody tell me, is there a NEP tonight?
He's muted. I don't know.
Whiskey 6 CRP, am I getting through there now, Nick?
Yep, you're all ready to go. Sorry about the delay, everybody. Welcome to the Anti-Net. We're going to kick it off. Go ahead, Carlos.
Alright, 1 second, get myself together here so I quit echoing. Am I getting through on this repeater? Carlos. Yeah, I got it. Nice rookie mistake there. I am still hearing echo there, Nick. I'm muted on my end.
Give that one more shot. KN60AL.
Alright, Whiskey 6 CRP. Yep, that sounds better. Alright, sorry about that, guys. So Whiskey 6 CRP kicking off 2-meter crew anti-net tonight on New Year's Eve. Thank you, folks, for joining us. We're going to do a pretty relaxed meet today. Just kind of hang out and talk about a few things. As always, I want to thank the Vaca Valley Radio Club for letting us use the W6VVR repeater for the anti-nets. And as always, we want to make sure that if there's any priority traffic or emergency traffic, you give us a shout and we will clear the frequency for you. I'm going to check right now and see if there's any emergency traffic at this time. All right. Hearing none, we'll keep going. So, 2-meter crew, not a club. Remember, we're just a bunch of guys that like to get on the air and rag chew a bit, promote the hobby, all things ham radio. And we have slid our anti-net over to Thursdays, and I believe next week we're going to get them back to Wednesdays to our regular time. I'm going to let Nick fill us in a little bit more on the details there when we go back to him. Actually, we'll go back there right now, and Nick can kind of let us know all the different ways you guys can log in to the repeater or stream us live. Nick, you want to let the folks know the different venues?
Yeah, thanks, Carlos, and welcome everybody. Name here is Nick, KN60AL. Couple things first off. So the W6VVR repeater, you can see all of this on the screen here. If you go to WG5EEK.com, he's got a list a mile long here of different ways that we can access the anti-net and the W6VVR repeater, where we oftentimes frequent. And in the last couple weeks, we've been testing a connection to the Contra Costa Fusion repeater group, and I'm going to in just a moment pass it up to one of the owners of that repeater for some really cool information that's going on. But if you guys can take a minute and maybe save that in your browser settings, Contra Costa fusion.network will take you to a site that has a list of tons of information, and we're now linked up for the Anti-Net with this fine group of people, and couldn't be more excited about all the work that they're doing to create the interconnectivity. So go in, check it out. They got a cool new website going on, and just more ways to access the Anti-Net and get involved. And again, I just want to remind everybody, if you ever have any questions or you know anybody that might be interested in any aspect of the ham radio hobby, there's a number of different ways to reach us. You can find us on Facebook at 2MC. You can find us on our Discord, and we'll try to post a couple of links to that throughout the night in the YouTube live chat, and that's at 2MC/Northwest Ham Shack. There's also a couple of other Discord channels. Ham Radio TV is another one where a lot of people that are involved in this group of people hang out. He's also got an awesome YouTube page. If you go to Ham Radio TV, you'll find tons of information. We really want to just reach out to as many people as we can and try to develop the hobby the most that we can. So with that, I'm going to pass it up to Tim, who we have here, and he's part of the Contra Costa Fusion Network and the creator of it. So if you want to take it away and tell us a little bit about the exciting news that you got.
Well, good evening, everyone. This is K6BIV, and I'm not really the creator of Contra Costa Fusion. It really started with Robert E. Lee in Concord, and he got involved with Fusion, building a node, a simplex node, and expanded that into a repeater. And I helped him get that going, and I saw how cool it was, and I said, I think I'm going to do this. And that was early in November, and now there's 4 repeaters that are on the air, with a 5th one coming. The biggest install so far was yesterday. That was on the top of Mount Diablo, which I took down a DMR box, and on the same 2-meter frequency, I put a Fusion box. And we're getting check-ins from 80, 90 miles away, even guys with handhelds 80, 90 miles away, because they're line of sight. So it's working great. We got a YSF reflector, and all that information is documented very clearly, hopefully clearly, on the web page that Nick had mentioned. So it's fun, and you don't hear me? Is that true? No. Carlos, is that true? You're not hearing me? Yeah, no. Okay.
No, I'll butt in there. KN6DAL. We're live on the air too, by the way, Tim. Right. I had to make an adjustment, and so I had to unkey through the first portion of your conversation, but most of it went through. Sorry about that.
Oh,
KN6DAL,
right,
back to you.
No sweat. So that's about all that's going on, and it's a lot of fun. Great conversations, and what we're trying to do is build the Fusion base of operation throughout Contra Costa County and obviously the surrounding counties in Northern California. And back to you, Nick.
Yeah, Tim, I just want to say again, I appreciate all the hard work that you're doing on that. I know the community is super excited about it, and I know quite a few people that are really looking forward to all the things that you guys are doing. So thanks again. And I will say back to Carlos, KN6DAL.
Yeah, thank you, Tim. Good stuff. And like we were talking earlier, you're going to force me to go get a Fusion set up, aren't you? I think that's the play. I'm going to finally have to go digital there. Sounds like a really neat hub that you guys have put together. And I understand, there's several repeaters in there now covering, looking at the photos you guys had pasted, it covers quite a wide footprint. Way up into the foothills, so I'm curious to see if my cabin will be able to get back this way. So fun, just something else to check out through ham radio. And this, for ID, this is Whiskey 6 CRP with the 2-meter crew Anti-Net. All right, like I said, well, first, anybody have any comments on Fusion Repeater or questions for Tim?
I've got a comment about it.
We'll keep going. So tonight we were just going to kind of keep it low-keyed, and the topic was going to be 2020 in retrospect. And the only thing we ask, hey, it's been a rough year. A lot of people have had to go through some different stuff, some interesting adjustments in your life. So let us know, what's interesting, and or what you've done with ham radio this last year with it being so different. But I would just, as normal, and most people know, I would just ask that we no politics and no religion. That never works out well. So, but other than that, I know myself, it was a very strange year. I worked from March until December from home. Very unusual for me. I'm used to being in a refinery. A lot of adjustments, a lot of extra work. It's been a very busy, hectic year for me. And then into this year, I just retired. So another big change. So it's been kind of cool, kind of crazy year. But who else out there wants to chime in with a look back on 2020? Either what it's caused you to do, living, interesting, or ham radio-wise. Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
My name is Pete Franklin, and I'm KC6YYB. Used to be on this years ago, and then I lost interest in the hobby, and now I'm coming back to it. And I was just kind of wondering what this repeater is all about. It's the first time I've been on it in 2 years.
Yeah, good question. We ran into a cluster of young hams, myself included, a couple years back now, I guess. And we were meeting up on a repeater, one of the other local repeaters, and learning ham radio and horsing around. And we got out into the field. We were doing, a bit of simplex, learning the different aspects of ham radio, what we could do. A lot of folks got very deep into digital, and started calling ourselves just the 2-meter crew. No official club or anything else. Just a bunch of operators that enjoyed rag chewing, trying new stuff, and then sharing and helping each other learn, kind of on the journey. And so that kind of developed into a weekly anti-net. An anti-net, because it's pretty loose. We don't usually follow normal net rules. We get together, try to share something interesting every week. It gets live streamed on YouTube, and there are a ton of different digital ways to sign in. So that's kind of us. There's no membership, no nothing, just a bunch of knuckleheads having fun, really. Hope that kind of answers your question there. Whiskey 6 CRP.
KC6YYB. Yeah, I'm over here in Pittsburgh, and this sounds like a pretty nice machine.
Yeah, the VVR repeater, they do a really good job with it. Has a real nice footprint in the area, and some very good folks on it. A lot of interesting dialogue goes on. Also very good radio club too. If you want to drop into their website, they're always doing something interesting and teaching and learning. So that's kind of what we do. But how's 2020 been for you?
Got to stay at home and wear your mask everywhere, and just kind of been staying at home. I do volunteer work for the Antioch Historic Society, and they shut that down a little while back, and I've been off since May, I think, or June, and just kind of waiting to get back to that. I retired in 2013, so yeah, that's what I've been doing, working for them. Volunteer, of course.
That sounds interesting now. Staying active, staying involved. I've got a lot of, I'm really good about starting projects, getting about waist deep into them and losing interest. that's what my early retirement has looked like for the last month or so, is coming on back around and finishing up a lot of these projects. But it's been enjoyable, no schedule, and I can do a little bit each day, and stuff's getting done. And man, I've been having fun enjoying it. Oh, I see Mr. Justin joined us also. It's always nice when the guy signs right up to put him on the air. So Justin, looking back at 2020, how's it been for you in your regular life or ham radio? How are you doing this evening, by the way? Justin, yeah, I don't know what happened. I heard the repeater open, but I wasn't getting audio through on that. Maybe we'll swing back and try it again later. Anybody else out there want to chime in?
For once, it's not my audio.
KCQ? KCQ, go ahead.
Simon in Orville, KN6 KCQ, and this pandemic is why I got into the ham radio. I'm new also. I got started, we had to stay home from work every other day, and so I just started studying and took my first test, and then went up to general, and I'm enjoying the hobby.
Yeah, welcome aboard. There's a lot of us in that new arena, and it's been kind of fun learning and watching everybody figure out how to do the different aspects here. But yeah, this hobby will keep you busy, no doubt.
Yeah, I've always been interested in it, and when we started with the 2 days, every other day off, I thought, what the heck, I'll just start studying, and did it. So, but now I'm back to work. We only got it off for about a month, and I've been to work ever since that. Normal, my life's pretty normal. Works the same as it always has been. We wear masks and all that, but I still work every day.
Cool, man. I feel real bad, for the folks out there that aren't getting to work. So I have no real complaints. I got to tell you, been blessed to keep working through this. So count my blessings on that one.
You feel bad for the people that don't get to work. I have a lot of friends that have lost their businesses in town, and some of them have kind of went rogue and kept them open with the screen door shut and the windows all blocked off. And it's like some people are outlaws now, just trying to keep their jobs.
Yeah, kind of like the oh God, why can't I think of the word? The prohibition. We created a bunch of outlaws who are going to keep living anyway. But stay safe out there. Well, thanks for chiming in, man. I appreciate it. Anybody else want to chime in on 2020?
This is Nick, CAN60AL. I'll chime in on 2020. So this year has been a roller coaster ride for me. I started this year off in Roseville, California, just outside of Sacramento. I got a promotion to come back closer to my family in February, and right as I arrived, the COVID-19 pandemic sort of just kind of took hold of all different communities, and so I'm super grateful to have been able to get back home to where I'm close to my mom, and my wife is close to her mom and stuff, and so that was a blessing. And I upgraded from general to extra. I got my volunteer examiner credentials. I've learned so much that I can barely even pack it into my little brain as far as this hobby is concerned. I've still got a lot of room to grow and a lot of things to learn, but I can't tell you how many different connections that I've made with people. I feel like, especially when I'm sitting right now, I've got 3 computer screens up in front of me. One computer screen is full of a bunch of people from the place that I just left less than a year ago, and it's almost like they followed me up here, and just the amount of camaraderie and the group of friends that you create through this hobby is really something to be had. And so I'll cheers to that, Mike. Cheers. It's really an awesome feeling to have such a network of people that care and that want to see the hobby grow. And it's really great to hear the people that have chimed on here tonight that are new and have just gotten their license. That's super exciting stuff. Just keep going and try to absorb all the knowledge that you can and take everybody's opinions with stride and just learn from your own mistakes and from other people's mistakes, and it'll be a fun hobby forever. So I'm looking forward to the dumpster fire that a lot of people are calling COVID-19 settling down a little bit and the world kind of opening up. I think that hopefully that'll come in 2021, and I just want to wish everybody a safe and happy New Year. Stay close to your family, keep them tight, and enjoy the hobby. KN60AL, back to you, Carlos.
Well said, Nick. Thank you. That's Whiskey 6 CRP for the 2-meter crew anti-net. And we're just kicking around 2020 and looking back on it, how it's been, what you had to change, what's new and interesting, I guess, figuring out a path through this mess of a year. So anybody else want to chime in there?
Kilo November 6 Kilo under Echo. Yeah, I want to chime in on that. I want to chime in here.
Couldn't quite make it out, but go ahead, come again and turn it up a little bit or speak right into that mic.
Kilo November 6 Kilo Indy Echo. You hear me there?
Me, you guys, or is the audio kind of down?
It's you, KN60AL.
It is, man. It always is. Kilo November 6 Kilo Indy Echo. All right, so let Carlos go. I should stop.
Oh, great. Go ahead, man. Sorry, it's probably on my end. I couldn't quite make it out.
No worries at all, man. I just want to say about 2020, it's been a little bit trying of a year. It's with all the COVID lockdowns and everything like that. I know that I transitioned into a new job this year. I've been working at the same place for 20 some odd years. Moved to a new job. I love it. I'm actually feel a lot better about it now that I have moved. But between that and I know my wife lost her job for a little while too, so going back and forth, you just come out stronger in the end. Honestly, at the end of the day, there's nothing that bad. I mean, we got to wear masks every once in a while, and I think the worst thing about wearing a mask is my breath coming back to my face, quite honestly. But the rest of it, you just kind of you stroll through it. And I've also started my junior Justin beer here too, trying to get like the man there. KN6KIE.
All right, thank you, sir. Yeah, that audio was still low. We're going to have to work on that because you're going to have to start coordinating a few of these meetings. Expectations are high. Thank you, sir. And who else is chiming in on 2020?
Hey, Nick, can you bring me in?
Go ahead.
All right, this is Mike here, WG5EEK, out of Vacaville, California. So what I've done this year is pretty much everything with ham radio. I got my license in August of last year, but I got into All-Star January. From that, went to bridging All-Star, DMR, Echolink, YSF, and now we're just branching out to everybody else in the world, which is so cool. And I got to be part of 2 different YouTube streams now, Ham Radio TV and the Northwest Ham Shack here with the Anti-Net, and it's just been an amazing experience so far, and I just can't wait to see what we're going to do next. Some of the other highlights for me is I put in for my retirement for the United States Air Force. So after almost 20 years now, I've been 19 and a half, so about 6 more months, and I'll be moving back to Arkansas, where I call home, and looking forward to that and starting a new career. Cheers to that for sure. And so we're looking for a new place to live, hopefully with a lot of space so I can put up some HF and hit you guys up non-digitally, because that would be ideal. But I'm definitely going to stay here online with you guys no matter what, because I love where this is going, and I just appreciate everybody who's here, who participates, either Zoom, YouTube, on the air, in the chat, wherever it's at. It's just an amazing community, and it's just going to go up from here. So that's it for me. Back to you guys. This is WG5EEK.
Mike, I have a comment for you. If All-Star, if there's no All-Star in Arkansas, and you can't link via All-Star back here, you certainly will be able to do it with Fusion.
Oh yeah.
Back to Nick.
I'm bringing my All-Star with me, so we'll be good to go. WG5EK.
Yeah, there was a bit of doubling, tripling going on in there, but I think we got that. And yeah, I think that's one of the more exciting things on the digital side, which I'm not started into yet, but I definitely am going to have to. But it's it's allowed us to stay in contact with that 2-meter crew bunch that's spread all over. We got Nick, up north. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to still being able to talk with you when you do go back home. So that'll be cool that you don't have to, sign off. I don't see anymore. There's a ton of different methods that you guys have put together to stay involved. I think that's one of the neatest aspects to it. A couple of things. So I heard a couple doubles, and then YYB, I heard you out there, but hang on a second. I also heard Sandy out there, KN6GHT earlier, kind of got stomped on, and we're going to chime in. So go ahead, Sandy.
Thank you so much. This is so cool. And I just want to wish everybody a happy, healthy, safe, you name it, just do it and have a good year. And this has been a crazy year for all of us. So many chapters to write about this year, I know. So just be good and love your families and friends, and I look forward to all of you next year.
Yeah, and a happy, safe, and prosperous New Year to you too, Sandy. Yeah, thanks for chiming in. And KC6, YYB, go ahead.
Just wanted to find out 2 things. One, this radio's been in the closet for like 2 years, and I was just curious of how it sounded. And also, I hear people talking about 2020. What is that?
Your radio, to me, is getting through just fine. You're very good, readable into the repeater, because that's what I'm hearing. And we're talking about the year 2020. This last crazy year we've been through with the pandemic and everything else going on, the fires. Boy, you name it, we've been through it. You've been there. And so that was just it, kind of a look back on the year and how it's affected folks, or either personally or what you've done on ham radio.
I thought about trying to put a radio in my car, but I don't think I can because it's a leased car, and they probably don't want no holes drilled in the console to mount a radio or nothing like that. So I guess I'll just have it here in my garage on my desk.
Yeah, they make some pretty small packages now and mag mount antennas. I ran that way for quite a while in my truck, and gosh, I'm trying to think of the out 25 watts, and mine was a dual bander. Fairly inexpensive, and that little thing worked for me for quite a long time until I upgraded in the truck. It was just a fantastic little radio. So it's B-Tech, and it was VHF, UHF, I think it was 25 watts max. Actually would plug into your cigarette lighter, and because of that lower wattage, it didn't seem to hurt anything. Then you hook that up to a magnetic mount antenna and just run the cable down through your doorway, and you are going. They work pretty well.
Yeah, the radio I'm talking to you on now is a Yaesu FT2900. You can see how old that is.
Yeah, but that's a nice solid radio there too. Go ahead, comment.
You know, actually what I did in my car, which actually worked out really well, is that I took my radio and mounted it to like a cutting board, the little handle, so I could pull it in and out of my car really easy. I could bring it inside, plug it in, you know, put it in a cigarette lighter or something like that as well, and a little mag mount, and it's rolling. You could totally do this, man. I'm sure of it.
Good idea.
Yeah, there's a lot of ways, and you're definitely talking to the right group to do it. We are all, like I said, we have some Elmers on board, no doubt. Some, you know, older and guys who are pretty seasoned, but we've got a lot of us new. My original call sign was a KM6ZJU, so a real late KM, and we got a lot of KN call signs out there. So we're kind of all in that new and building and figuring out how to get them into cars, and home shacks built up. So ask away. A lot of good info out there. And Whiskey 6 CRP 2-meter crew anti-net.
A lot of KCs calling in. KC6YYP.
You know, we get a few, but I haven't noticed a ton of KCs. How about you guys? There's a few of the other 2-meter crew guys on the net. You guys hear a lot of KCs out there on the airways? Crickets. Yeah, no, I guess not a ton. What happened to that era? What'd you guys do? Crickets again. Yeah, exactly. So when did you get that license? What year were the KCs going out? Lost you. All right, anybody else gonna there? How about Justin? Did you get that mic figured out?
Let's see, do we have audio coming into the VVR now? Alright. Yeah, so if you put your radio back to the settings you were using when you tested a different mic. So that's, one of those things. So yeah, 2020, man, for me has been good. I've had a great home life because I've been at home. But radio life has suffered because, well, this is my shack, which is also my desk. So by the end of the day, I don't want to spend any time on the radio. So luckily I've got the anti-net to pull me in and keep me focused a little bit. But, it used to be the commute hours and all that. We'd all spend those hours chatting away. So life is good. Looking forward to what we all decide to do next year. And I was just thinking back on this. It was about a year ago that we were all prepping because Jason had put in for a special call for Winterfield Day. That's been almost a year now. It's incredible. KM6ZTH.
Oh, that's right. That was a good time up on top of Mount Diablo for Winterfield Day. That was a good one. And you said something there. Yeah, I think that was a lot of the beginnings of the 2-meter crew was that commute hours. There would be a bunch of us on in the whole morning commute heading into work. chit-chat and getting to know each other, and then turn right around on the way back home. And, I had about an hour commute, man, and it made it go by so much better, but that was, an hour each way. I was on the air talking to folks. Kind of solidified that, got us going, and then we started, spreading out, doing a little simplex and trying some other stuff on some off days. So that was pretty cool and a good memory jogger. Anybody else? LLB, go ahead.
Yeah, Roger. Just a observation. This is Jim and Tracy, KN6 LLP. Of the thousands of hobbies anybody could have, this hobby here seems like the one least affected by COVID. We all still get together. We don't have to wear a mask while we're talking on the radio. And it's a community that bands together. Pretty cool. Two other things. One is that I just hit up for a FT991A that should be delivered next week. Can't wait. And Happy New Year to everyone. Thank you.
That sounds good. I'm jealous. And yeah, Happy New Year to yourself. Yeah, we have a lot of fun here. I'm glad you chimed in. Who else is going to talk to us about their 2020?
Mike 6, Echo Tango Delta.
Go ahead.
Finally, after 2 years of having a general license, I actually picked up FT891. It's interesting, but with the local talk groups, the local repeaters, doing 2-meter, it seems like I get a lot more contacts this way. But I was thinking this weekend, or actually tomorrow, I was wondering if anybody was going to go up, perhaps on Mount Diablo or Mount Vaca, and try to see if we could do something over the national call frequency on 2-meter.
It's a good question. We can ask the hams here if anybody's heading up to Mount Diablo, and I wish Derek was around. I don't know if DJ V's listening to us. He's our regular Mount Diablo connection, and I wouldn't be surprised if on New Year's Day he found somewhere high. He's our 2-meter simplex guy to get out there. But I would definitely try some simplex tomorrow, because if not one of us is up there, I'm sure somebody will go. That sounds like a good New Year's Day kind of thing.
The construction or debris removal people will probably have tomorrow off on Mount Vaca. That's about the only traffic. I went up there the other day, and it was really sad. There literally isn't a house standing on it. So going up to the top of Mix Canyon, I figured I'd get up there fairly early and see what I might be able to raise. And if anybody else was interested, they're welcome to show up.
No, that sounds great. You have a time you think you may be up that way, and I won't be heading up, but I may turn the radio on and see if I can't pick you up.
It actually might, my wake-up time might be regulated by how deep I get into the celebration tonight. I would like to get up there around noontime and see if 14 meter or 20 meters is active, 14 megahertz, and also try some of the 2-meter QSOs.
Yeah, that sounds good. So about 12 noon on the 5.2, you can listen in, or you can hit this repeater to let folks know that you are up there, and what channels you're working or frequencies, and we'll try to tune you in. Man, that's a good way to break in the new year. And has anybody heard with I haven't even checked around with the latest increased lockdowns, are the parks still open? Can you get up on Mount Diablo? I see Justin shaking his head yes. All right, so that sounds good. Whiskey 6 CRP, 2-meter crew anti-net. We're kind of just kicking around 2020 and seeing what we're doing. Feel free to chime in. good news. And yeah, it's kind of a trip sometimes. You get up into these nice spots, and you're not the only ham that has that idea. Other folks are up and around those high areas too. All right, well, I'm going to give it one more call out there, I think. See if anybody else wants to chime in about 2020. And then, what do you think, Nick? We can roll over to Zoom, I guess, about 7:40. So one more time, 2020, anybody want to check in and let us know how their years went?
M6YKX.
There he is.
The Auburn Assassin. Come on in, Rob.
It's good to see you guys. I'm looking at you guys on YouTube right now, and yeah, that other station, I talked to him a little bit as he was driving up, and he was camped next to Brian up there at Mumford Bar, so that's cool. Yeah, 2020, good riddance. I mean, it's been good for me. I've been working the whole time. Hey, Carlos, and yeah, all that, and Justin, and yeah, look at everybody. I'm just happy to see you guys in person, Nick. And anyway, yeah, so it's been, okay for me, but I really feel bad for all these businesses and everything. So I'm happy to see 2020 go away, put in the books. I saw a Star Trek meme, and the guy was outside of the holodeck, and he said, stop the 2020 simulation and delete the file. And I thought, right on. That's perfect. Anyway, yeah, so just saying hey. I'm glad I made the check-in just in time, and good to see everybody. KM6YKX.
Hey, good to hear from you, man. And yeah, we'll just do a restart here on the next year. And hopefully, get the vaccines going and get people back to work and things loosen up. And I've seen a few people post something that kind of hits home with me is, hey, when this thing loosens up and we get out there and about, one of the best things we can do is support our local businesses. So keep it local, spend your money there, man, help them get back out of the hole, and get started again. So think about that when you're out there buying or moving around traveling. All good. Whiskey 6 CRP. Anybody else out there?
Good evening. Before I step over to my own net, KN6BXX, good evening, Carlos, Nick, Mike, and the rest.
Michael from Carmichael, how you doing?
Thanks for asking. Well, yeah, it's been a season for sure with 2020. One crazy, challenging season, but it's good to see that, Nick and you, Carlos. And by the way, congratulations on the retirement, Carlos. It sounds like you're being blessed and enjoying it. And Nick, you're up and coming ham star all the way to extra already, man. That's great. Well, as far as for me, well, I'm probably still keep it simple. 2 meter FM for a while. Maybe by into 2021, maybe soon I'll get my general file in. Got more lunch money saved for HF. I don't know how far I'll go with this, but we'll see how 2020 goes. I am the net manager of the North Hills Club, and now I'm on the board of directors, so hopefully we'll keep our little club alive and kicking and grow a little bit more too this 2021. So that's what I'm hoping for too for 2021. So we'll see how it goes. So anyway, I wish you guys a blessed and happy New Year, and we hope again we'll be hindsight 2020. We'll look forward, and as the old Boston song goes, don't look back. Thanks again, Carlos, Nick, and the rest. KN6BXX, have a great night, and I'll have the QSY to my net. KN6BXX 73.
All right, great to hear from you, Michael. And yeah, good that you're keeping it active and supporting it up there in the foothills or up in your local ham club, keeping it going. So very cool. All right, one last call, and then we'll switch over to Zoom. Anybody else want to chime in on 2020? Wish it goodbye. I heard a key, but no call sign. One last chance.
KM6ZTH, just some feedback here. Got a hold of the Green Donkey, and he hadn't thought of going to the mountain, but now he is thinking of going to the mountain tomorrow night, or tomorrow, I should say. But all's open and what's not. So, you know, beat the donkey up the hill and you'll get all those contacts. KM6 is ETH.
Good to hear. We'll tune in and see if we can catch the donkey tomorrow, too. Thanks for that update. All right, Whiskey 6 CRP. I'm going to let you have it for a second, Nick, and I'll close it out, see if you have anything to say, and move us to Zoom, and then I'll close the anti-net on out.
Hey, thanks, Carlos. KN6DAL. I posted the Zoom link in the chat on YouTube for those of you that want to join in. You're welcome in anytime. I will comment on the Simplex opportunity. That was kind of cool how that transpired there throughout the anti-net tonight. So just keep that in mind, everybody. It just takes one idea, one opportunity, and it can really expand. With that note in mind, I do have an intent later on this year. It's very seasonal for us as far as some of the peaks go. But I want to get down to Mount St. Helens because there's from the peak of Mount St. Helens, there's a pretty straight shot, and I think I can maybe we could coordinate and get somebody somewhere in central to southern Oregon, and then get someone somewhere near Mount Shasta. And then from Shasta, I know you can hit Diablo, and we could really just make a simplex chain this summer. So maybe keep that in mind. If you know of anybody in the central to southern California area that's interested in doing some simplex work, we could kind of coordinate this in advance and make something cool happen. So with that, I will pass it back to you, Carlos. And yeah, Zoom's open. Come on in anytime. KN6DAL.
All right. Yeah, sounds good. That would be a nice daisy chain simplex from your neck of the woods back down to Diablo. So once again, next week we're going to be back to Wednesdays for the 2 Meter Crew anti-net. That's opened up again for us, and it seemed to work kind of nice for a couple of reasons, a little better than Thursdays for us. So the 2 Meter Crew anti-net will be back to Wednesdays on the BVR repeater at 7 p.m. Starting next week. We'll put out some announcements on our Discord and 2 Meter Crew Facebook page. So Happy New Year. You know, really wish that to everybody, and I hope you're doing good. We'll switch over to Zoom now. I'm going to go ahead and close the anti-net here. So Whiskey 6 CRP, thank you again to the Vaca Valley Radio Club letting us use the VVR repeater. And I will be closing the net now and going clear. Whiskey 6 CRP clear.
You want FRD? How come I can't get in here?
Hey Fred, we called out like 10 times. All right, you're just gonna have to jump into the Zoom. You're banned now. Sorry, KN6DAL.
Didn't you get enough training on quick keying?
See, Carlos, if you want to, if you want to build traffic, you just got to tell them you're shutting the net down, and then everybody will come in. All right, we're moving to Zoom. KN6DAL.
That's how you do it. God, everybody jumped on there at the end.
I know, it's super
but that
funny.
was good. We had a lot of folks, man, for New Year's Eve.
Yeah, that was
very
cool
to see everybody and hear from them.
It was good, by the way, to hear YYB. He was active. Oh boy, I think on a 1200 repeater I put on the mountain in 90. I think it was 92, and he was buddies with a guy named Barry Winkler who moved up to Washington State, north of Spokane. And I haven't seen YYB in a while, and it's good to have him back on ham radio. He's a good guy.
Was that YYB as in Baker or P as in Paul?
Yeah, YYB. Baker.
Baker? Okay.
All right, I'm going to make this Tim's call. We got Bobby Lee trying to get in here, and, you know, you're his Elmer, so I need to know.
No. I am never taking responsibility for that, but I would say
make him wait for
New
a
Year's,
little bit,
let it roll.
Too late.
There goes the neighborhood.
Oh, here we go. How's it going, Bert? You always get put on the back burner and then you don't talk, so you're going to talk now.
Yeah, I know. I'm trying to get this 2-meter crew patch up on here.
You look good, man.
If I can get it on. Get some double-sided tape, stick it on here.
Look, you got the headphone.
There you go, dude. Whatever it takes, man.
You got the headphone mic set up. You're sounding good, Bert. You are fast becoming a pro, man.
Oh yeah, I've had all these things where it's all the time it's just like, okay, got some of these boom mics.
Bobby Lee?
Bobby Lee, how you doing?
I got that one mic holder that Justin has now. Like the first one I bought was just like every time I put a mic on it, it just go and that's all. That's all it would do.
No, I totally understand. Mine's a complete piece of junk, but it's
mine too.
It holds the mic near my face, and that's what I need.
You can't do any worse than me, man. I mean, did I bungle my one time I spoke tonight, dude, or what, dude? I was like hearing it here and doubling, and
you
completely lost it, dude.
Nah,
I don't know. I don't know what happened, but man, your audio is way low, and I apologize for that. Man, I was cranking it up. But
it's all good, dude. I got to get my shit together here. Pardon my French. Did they say that on Facebook?
I think you were doubling a bunch though.
Nick's on the beep button, so he has all the beep out the bad words job.
It's a 10-second delay though, so you got to be quick.
You got to be quick on that. You got to get another foot pedal, Nick.
What I need to do is keep my hands off this keyboard because me and Mike are literally like typing out the exact same thing at the exact same time, and I just need to let him do what everybody has signed up to do, and that's help do this. So go ahead, Mike.
I didn't even have the Facebook up. I was getting that double, and I didn't know where it was, so I shut everything down and went to mute on Zoom.
It was my fault. So most of the audio problems weren't my fault, though. I want to start with that. But no, I had so like right now I don't have my headphones on because my headphones are terrible pieces of junk, and I'm gonna buy some different ones. They hurt my ears after a few minutes. So right now I'm listening just through a speaker, but that speaker, if it's up too loud, will feed back right into the mic, and so I got to be really careful about that. And it's just not. You really want to isolate the audio with headphones whenever you can, and so I need to. That's an upgrade. That's a much needed upgrade. But before I forget, I want to remind everybody: we all need to do the best job that we can at promoting the Discord page, because very soon we're going to start doing giveaways. Okay, and the giveaways aren't just a 2-meter crew giveaway. They're not just a Northwest Ham Shack giveaway. They're an everybody who's involved giveaway. And we're not going to talk about what it is yet, but there's been some talk. There's been a bunch
$1 million.
Really cool, yeah, 10. Yeah. It's a winning lotto ticket every time. No, but
$2, right?
With all of the people joining in, I mean,
that.
this is an all-inclusive deal. This is, these giveaways are basically sponsored by all of the people that are part of what we do. That's the Contra Costa County Fusion Repeater Group. That's the VVR. That's the 2-meter crew. It's Northwest Ham Shack. It's Ham Radio TV. It's everybody that's doing something for the community and our group of people. And so we want to try to drive that enthusiasm. That's the only reason for doing it. And maybe it helps somebody out that's new, or maybe it's the cool swag or whatever ends up in the hands of somebody that really wants it and can't afford it. I don't know, but the long and the short of it is we want to be there to help the community the best we can, and we got to just promote this thing to make it work. So
yeah, Justin, where are those 2-meter crew shirts, dude?
They're
we got to get some of those going together, dude.
I mean, keep in mind, this stuff costs money, so it's like, and we really want to be a donation related. We don't want to have a money pool. That's one thing I want to make. Like, I'm not interested in finding a treasurer or somebody that we aren't interested in any formalization to that manner. So anything that's done, it's all based on donation. Like, hey, Greg, you call me one day and say, hey, let's make some shirts. All right, here, I'll give you $50. You put in $50 and we make it happen.
As a matter of fact, dude, I've got so many radios on my shelf that I got from like just getting into it and meeting great people, and I'm not using them all. And I you know how many people I've told, I'm like, dude, get a license and you got a radio, dude. I will give you, because it's all like passive forward kind of stuff, dude. I mean, most definitely. I have so many HTs that I'd love to just give away, dude. We can give them away on when we're doing this, Nick. I'm super cool with that sort of stuff too.
Yeah,
I really want to give it away to a tech, dude.
Hey,
a new tech. Honestly.
Speaking of radios, go ahead, Carlos.
One thing I was going to say is I pull my name out of there. I don't know whose name you're putting in the hat or how you're picking, but I also don't want to win anything. I'd like some of the newer folks to get it and push it on out. You know what I mean? Those that need it or new getting involved.
You'll have to input to win, and I mean that could be a number of different ways. Your most embarrassing picture online or something like that. But
hey, if you want to give me an FT, like whatever that in your background there, dude, you want to hook me up with that, dude? I'll pay for it. All my HTs.
I may play it. That's going to be on the block.
Speaking of lots of radios, I know a guy who's got enough radios to fill a swimming pool, and I want to hear from that guy. What's up, Bobby Lee?
I knew it was coming. What's going on, brother?
What's going on?
It's good to see you guys tonight, man. You guys are talking about radios and giving things away. I'm sitting there going, I've got 3 Baofangs sitting on my shelf that, as much as I hate those things, I'd sure love to entice someone to use them. Because they're all brand new, collecting dust. And absolutely, when it comes to being, it comes to mind as far as paying it forward. I think that's a great idea, and I mean, those are 3 radios right there that, as a matter of fact, I even told a couple and a few other people as well that if you get your license, I'll give you your first radio.
I've totally, dude. I've said it to so many of my friends, dude. So many people I try to get into it, and absolutely, dude. I'd love to give away radios to somebody who's like trying to learn this shit, dude. That's how I got into it, man.
Same thing here, Greg. I couldn't agree with you more. My first HF radio broke on me, and then the one that I used for a year was loaned to me. There's a long story behind that, but the short version of it is, somebody reached out and helped me get involved in the hobby. I've turned around and done that to multiple people that I barely know, and the reality of it is most of the people in this hobby really just, oh, Rob, I'm so happy you're upside down right now. That just absolutely makes my night.
Gravity defying, dude.
Hey, so it looks like Sandy's trying to get jumped in here, but one thing that I want to mention is Sandy, huge thank you to you for she gave us a boost. I don't know if anybody noticed that on the Northwest Ham Shack. She gave us a server boost as kind of an appreciation token, which is super cool. So now for at least a month, we can download or upload I think it's like up to 100 megabyte files and stuff like that. So I don't know about you, but there's been a lot of times where I have been stopped by that server and said, nope, your file is too big. And so we shouldn't have that problem near as much. And that's a big thanks to her. So thank you for that.
Thank you, Sandy.
Thanks, Sandy.
And then
I'll drink to that.
Is she coming in? You know what? I when I went to that, I understand Sandy works in Oakland at that that ham place, right? That ham outlet shop.
I don't think so.
It's out in the middle of nowhere, dude. I had to drop my mother off at SFO one day, and I'm like, I'm gonna go check out this place. And I swear to God, I saw her in that, but I was too scared to say anything. I was there with my wife. I'm like, I totally hear that chick on the 33. I hear her all the time. You know, she's like one of the only females you do hear all the time on the radio, which is super cool, man. I'm like, baby, you know, she does it. You should get on it too, but it's a different story entirely. But I didn't have the testicular fortitude to go say, "Hey, Sandy, I'm KN6KIE. I hear you on the radio all the time." Totally blew the opportunity.
She's super fun to talk to. And you know what's really cool? You just made me think about girls on the radio. So my daughter, and I'm so grateful, even just for this one reason, for the Contra Costa repeater group. So I don't even know if I'm saying that. The Coco Fusion repeater.
Mike's is the best.
Yes, Mike. Thank you.
Just an upside down floating head.
I'll bring my antique computer to you for the driver update.
But yeah, my daughter loves to talk on the radio, and there were a number of times where the analog repeater system that we would frequent was not an appropriate environment for my daughter, and that's unfortunate because I don't want to be a square, but I'm a true believer that ham radio is supposed to be a pretty inviting environment for everybody, and so it's unfortunate that happens. You can't get rid of all of that stuff, but the people that are frequenting the Contra Costa Fusion repeaters are just a class act. I mean, they're just absolutely a delight to talk to. They've welcomed her on multiple occasions, and it's really great. And Rob, you're flipped right back around the right way, but you're Justin now.
Oh, I see that. Oh, thanks, Justin.
Cool.
You can't mess around here.
Hey, bro.
We have technologists.
So
I mean, I got other computers I could use for this, but this is my Radio Shack computer, and it's an old computer, and it has a known problem when I updated to Windows 10, and I'm not a computer guy.
You just trust your tools. You're doing fine.
I'm just like,
you're doing awesome, dude. You're doing freaking awesome.
Yeah, I made it, right? So that's the thing. But I also want to say, and Tim, I don't think we've talked, but the Fusion thing is blowing up over here, and this Fusion network thing is just going big. The guys like Brian AI6US, who was my original Elmer, I think Nick remembers him.
Yep.
And it's got fantastic signal reports deep into the Sierra, and I think 140 miles, like all the way, basically back up to Robinson's Flat. The thing's going to work super good, especially on the 2-meter Diablo input. And I don't have a Fusion radio yet, but now
you're gonna have to get one, dude.
Well, you can't have too many radios. I just bought a new 2730, but I should have, Anyway, so if anybody wants to sell a, FT70 or got some old, 300 or 400 Yaesu laying around,
a 400 Yaesu laying around. It's a $500 mobile.
An old 400, yeah.
I almost pulled the trigger on that Yaesu right after Nick bought his. And I kind of backed away and didn't buy it and been busy this year. But again, with all this going on, I'm going, I just need to go get an eye. Because my handy talkie's a Baofeng anyway.
I've got quite a few HDs, and I'll tell you the audio quality out of the FT70 is just amazing. It's really, really good.
Is that still the handy talkie you'd buy?
Well, I mean, I just got a brand new radio for Christmas. If I was going to go buy one right now, like if I was just going to go out and buy with no limit in cash, I'd buy the 3DR. I'd buy the Yaesu FT3DR. That's
I've heard GPS.
I've heard
GPS.
I've heard multiple people comment that they think that the build quality on the 70 is the best one that they've seen.
I've heard it's better audio. I haven't compared it to the 3D, but features and capabilities, the 3D, I mean, it just blows it out of the water.
I've heard a lot of people say like the 3D is just, it's too dim or something, but it really depends on signal and stuff. I've seen it where it's like dim and I'm sitting here holding it to my face, but I get a good signal, man. That thing blows me away.
And
it's
you know what?
actually,
It's funny you bring that up, Greg, because I remember, and this is just experience, as you kind of grow in the hobby, you start to gain a little bit more of an ear for stuff. I remember talking on the K6POU repeater one night, and Derek, the Green Donkey, had made a comment about Rob, KM6YKX's audio, and he goes, "Is that crickets in the background?" Do you remember that, Rob?
No.
Oh, okay. And he was like, and he goes, "Is that crickets in the background?" And I'm just happy that I can make the radio turn on and talk. You know, I'm just like pumped. I'm talking to people, and he's talking about crickets in the background. And until you've like really listened over and over and over again,
I do remember that. Yeah,
and then I
holding
heard the
microphone out the
crickets,
back window.
and I'm like, "Oh wow, you
Hear
know,
the
there's
crickets.
so much
And I
more
think
to
it was-
audio
So
than
funny,
you realize."
It was either crickets or it might have been frogs.
Something. It was super cool.
I think it was frogs. Yeah, I remember that. I was holding it out the back window, and he was like, "I can hear that." Yeah, I do remember that now. That was cool.
So how are you coming in today, Rob?
I just came in RF through VVR.
Gosh, you were just absolutely full quieting into the repeater. And you're at
That
home.
is cool.
You were at home
Good
when you did
signal
it?
from up there.
Jeez, that was
Yeah, he
just
gets
an incredible signal.
Hey, were
Yeah.
you guys listening to VVR today? It's like the busiest I've ever
Oh yeah,
heard. It
hey,
was
let me
so
share my
crazy, dude.
screen.
So wild, man.
Let me share my screen with you. I got so Mike took this screenshot.
It was super cool, quite honestly.
Um,
Oh yeah, that bubble chart, right?
yeah. Can you guys see that?
No.
Oh, no,
Nope.
yeah.
No.
Oh, now we can.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh my,
Wow.
It's
So-
nuts, dude.
oh my god.
I don't
I
know.
saw
Yeah.
that.
Okay. So Tim
Very
just
cool.
said that. Okay. So Tim has pretty good experience with understanding the bubble charts, and Mike knows a lot about them. These, if you see a cell that big, that's a lot of people, right? There was they estimated, I think it was like 140 or 150 connections were taking place, and I
I heard
haven't
it was
even
blown up.
say it again.
That looks bigger than the 2560. 2560 is a
it was-
huge bubble chart, man. This place this was massive.
It was blown up today, and on our local repeater here in Auburn, you know, on the Coffee Break net, Brian started talking about it, and then I sent some links to it, and then on the groups IO for the local repeater, and then everybody was just, I mean, they're like, "Oh my God, check this out!" And everybody's real excited about it. I mean, this is revolutionary. This is the biggest thing since sliced bread as far as recent history.
It's like
Well, they
almost looking
had-
at a map of the
had-
universe. Look at this. So this is me right here, if you guys can see my mouse. And then this is Mike's node. So I'm connected right through Mike's node. And I have these connected for some other digital bridges for DMR and YSF. But over here, he's connected to VVR.
Very cool, guys.
VVR is connected
We should
directly
build
into...
a dedicated. We have enough nodes to build a dedicated all-star circle, dude.
Oh yeah,
Start
it's
plugging
coming.
in,
We're
dude.
working on a couple. We have a couple builds that we need to put together. I have one. I know Chris has one.
I just built another all-star server today, dude.
Yeah. I thought
I
about
literally with Supermon 7. I just put together a Supermon 7 clean build for I got like 10 nodes, man, that don't do anything.
Yeah,
You
I'm
guys
just
are
going
so
to start
badass.
putting them together.
how hard. How
And I'm just-
is it hard to upgrade to Supermon 7 once you have Supermon 6.1 in?
No, you know what? I'd like to gauge it on how often I got to ask Mike Webb a question about like how I'm going to get this done.
Well, I'm surprised he
And
hasn't blocked me.
He did. You know what? I always got to ask Mike anyways. He's my Elmer, even though he's like 5 years younger than me, dude. But still, he only had to look at one or two files. He's like, you missed this, you missed that. Yeah. So I was pretty proud of myself on my Mike Webb scale, dude.
Well, hey, Mike. Go ahead. Tell us a little bit about that. I know that for you it's a little more challenging, but what because of the setup that you have. But how hard would it be to upgrade that?
So it's actually not too bad. I'll lose all my customizations. I'll have to go back and redo all that, but that won't take long. What I'm going to do is I'll just save the files first, and then I'll run a diff comparison on them and just know exactly what I need to change for the colors and all that stuff. But if you go onto there's a groups.io for Supermon. It's the creator, Paul, and he put out a new one. You basically open PuTTY, you type in a few commands, and then it upgrades to 7 right through that, and he adds some more functionality. And I was working with him.
He added some more functionality too that makes it so like anytime afterwards it's really easy. Once you hit 7, it's easy. It should be easy. According to the documents I've read, it should be easy to keep upgrading to.
Yeah, because once you get everything set up, you can actually upgrade right in Supermon. You can type in like whatever command in that little box and hit DTMF, and it'll upgrade without having to get into PuTTY. But what I was going to say, I was working with Paul to add, if you have DV Switch on your system, you can go and use a configuration editor and edit it directly right there in Supermon. You don't have to like log in with WinSCP or PuTTY. It's just you do it right there, so it's pretty neat.
Right through Supermon, yeah. That's pretty cool. Quite
So you
honestly.
can upgrade from 6.1 to 7 through Supermon if you have DV Switch installed.
No. You're totally misunderstood what I said.
Okay.
You open up PuTTY, right? So there's a couple commands that are on the group IO that he made, right? The creator. You copy that into PuTTY, you hit enter, it does everything. You refresh, and now you're on 7. But 7 adds more functionality to where you can edit the configuration files for the DV Switch in Supermon.
Okay. Oh, perfect. Cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
But you could also upgrade Supermon once you get to 7 through
Yeah.
the website, through the portal there.
Yeah, you have to add one line in your repeat.config file and asterisk, and basically that just makes it to where once you hit a DTMF command in that box, in Supermon, it'll run the upgrade automatically. So next time you put out a new one, you don't have to go into PuTTY. You can do it right there from the website, which is super cool.
But you got to get to 7 first.
Yeah, yep. Once you're on 7, then you can upgrade whenever they push out a new build. You can do it right there.
All right, you guys, I'm gonna jump off and go spend a little bit of New Year's Eve with the XYL upstairs. First gets pissed at me. But
Hey, you know what? My wife's at somebody else's house right now. I said I got this show I gotta do. I gotta bail myself too. They're
Carlos,
watching.
you remember what that's called, right?
What's that?
Relationship maintenance.
That's right. That's right.
All
So I've
right.
gotta
Well,
go
it
perform.
sounds like everybody's starting to jump out. So we can just call it from here, and we can all go hang out with our families, enjoy the.
Hey, before
coming
we
year.
leave, can I mention something, dude? I think that we need to, in the spirit of the 2 Meter Crew, in 2021, we should promote like a Simplex Day, dude. I mean, I love the Cocoa Fusion. I think this is the hotness, dude. I think it's a super new hotness, but I think we should definitely promote like a Simplex Day, dude. Maybe after we're on, I don't know, on a Saturdays or something like that. I don't know. I think we should go. for it.
Fusion Simplex, so we don't have to listen to white noise.
It's different. It's Fusion's like this level, dude. But Simplex is down here. It's a little easier.
No,
Anybody with the Baofeng could get with it, dude.
What he's
And we could-
suggesting, Greg, is you can actually operate a digital mode in Simplex, no repeaters. So,
Yes.
So
Yes.
you can transmit, like if Mike
No
was
white noise.
Yeah, if Mike was 50 miles away from me and he had a Fusion radio in C4FM mode, and I had one in, and we were just on a frequency, we could talk back and forth, and the radios would just talk to each other. So you can. A lot of people will actually get on a mountaintop just to extend the range of digital Simplex, and they'll do it with Fusion. They'll do it with DMR. You can do it with D-Star.
Yeah, Nick and I worked Simplex yesterday when I was on Diablo. I was on 2 watts on the handheld. We worked Simplex on Fusion between Diablo and Everett, Washington.
Actually, Tim, I was watching your video, dude, the video you made. And by the way, I love that mic, dude. You're a stud, dude. I really dig that
You're
mic.
right.
It's sexy.
I've been in movies.
It's sexy, dude.
All right.
It makes you look more important. But no, seriously though, I did like that
Do you
video.
have your
It's
hand
kind of
raised,
cool
Rob?
to have that opportunity to go up there, man.
I have a question.
Yeah, go
I
ahead.
have a
Rob.
question for Tim.
And I will
See you,
talk to
Carlos.
See you,
Bye,
Carlos.
Carlos.
Bye,
We're
Carlos.
gonna keep coming. Hey,
Welcome to
Carlos, one more
Fusion.
thing, dude. One more thing, Carlos. Have a nice night with your wife, bro.
Go ahead, Rob.
Happy New
I
Year,
will.
brother.
Happy New Year, bro.
Happy New Year.
He took off. I got him for another second, though.
I have a question.
Go ahead, Rob.
For
If
Tim.
they interrupt you, I'll just mute them next time.
Okay, there you go. So, Tim, the guy, I don't know, he talked to a couple of people, but Brian, AI6US, he's our local club president, and he had some questions for you. And are you hiding behind your microphone?
No, I'm trying to get right with you.
Oh, sorry. Yeah,
Oh.
I'll have to. Yeah, I'm not gonna mess. This computer is gonna go away.
I gotta roll, guys.
See ya, Greg.
All right,
Great.
see ya.
Stay well.
Happy New Year,
Happy
fellas.
New Year.
Hey.
Happy New
Happy
Year.
New Year, Carlos.
Anyway, he's our club president, and he was like having questions. I don't know if he was able to reach you, and I know that the repeater call is different than your call. Is it okay if he contacts you directly, or are you willing to?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
he's real interested, and so just at your call sign, are you on QRZ or whatever? Or?
I am. It's K6BIV at mac.com.
Mac.com. Okay, cool.
Yep.
Because, we were kind of having a little chat, mostly him, but, we do a lot of stuff for, not this year, but the Tevis Cup, the Western States 100, a lot of motorcycle races.
Where is this club located?
Auburn, California.
Okay.
So
yeah, I actually spoke to a couple of guys in Auburn today.
Yeah,
but they were just checking in.
Well, that was the thing. We had our morning net, and then, we were talking about it, and I was like, "Hey, here's all the information." And then all these guys came out and tried it, and so there was a lot of traffic from here. But we also have Fusion in our repeater, and there's a guy KK6AR that's out of Georgetown. He's a movie guy. Anyway, so we're really kind of thinking about reinventing how we do all the kind of support for all these races and all these things that are down in these canyons, because the Fusion is so clean, much cleaner than trying to set up a crossband repeat from the bottom of the canyon and stuff. So they're real interested in talking to you about some of the things, and like Brian specifically, who's a real he's a tech head guy, satellite guy, and I mean from the industry and all that. So there's some real experienced guys, and they're very interested in the setup, like how the cans were working in the vault there from your video, and how all that front end stuff is getting filtered out and all that. So anyway, I'm going to I will pass on your information to him so he can contact you. And I just looking at the coverage map and everything, it looks like this would be really a good thing for these kind of support, for these events. And there's been lots of instances where it's just the normal stuff doesn't work, but maybe this would be better, especially just setting it all up. Anyway, hope that makes sense.
Hey, real quick, guys, I'm gonna leave Zoom up here, but I'm gonna shut the YouTube down. So I just want to take a second and say thanks everybody, and I hope you guys have a happy New Year. And make sure if you get a chance, go on and visit that Contra Costa Fusion.network. And check out some of those digital connections. Super cool stuff everybody's doing there. And make sure you stop in at the VVR and say hi. Keep the chatter going on all fronts. So with that, I'll just say Happy New Year, and I hope everybody has a safe and exciting beginning to 2021. 7-3, everybody.
All right,
Happy
7-3,
New
Nick.
Year.
73s, guys.
You guys